the morning after the night before the shocking events that happened against Grimsby Town last night, the deconstruction of what the manager said in his post-match interviews. Is he going to resign? Should he resign? He seems like a man defeated. He seems like a man deflated. He seems like a man who doesn't know where to turn, and seems like a man who's lost the dressing room. Players aside, because they were absolutely disgusting last night and should all hold their heads in shame, I saw a very frustrated figure that looked like he wanted to just get out. And that's just visually. And if you just go off what he said audibly, he's basically said he's done. He said the players spoke. The players spoke and showed me. And he also said, I don't know, which seems to have gone under the radar somehow, you can't change 22 players or 23 players or 24 players, whatever he said. That's the vibe I got from it. Seems like it's open to interpretation, but the only thing I took from that is the players have showed that they don't want to play for me. I've shown that I don't have what it takes, and I think I should leave. That's the words that I heard. Will he, won't he? He said we're going to get to the international break and we will sort things. Again, very ambiguous, very up in the air. Doesn't fill you with confidence that it's a manager who's saying that was out of character. I'm going to get to the bottom of this. We're going to show these fans that we're never going to put in a performance like that again in the history of this club. There wasn't any of that. There was none of it. I'll be honest, though, Ian. You know, you're always looking to your manager. Not that I was particularly keen to even hear him speak, but he said he had no words, etc., etc. But when you actually watch the video, watch the interview, which I know we can't quite give it to you like in that way, but when you watch it and you hear the things that he said and the way that he said them, he looked like he's done.
Yeah, no, it was pretty damning stuff. I mean, it feels like the only good thing that Ruben Amorim's been able to do at Manchester United throughout his tenure is talk. He's a good talker, isn't he? And unfortunately, throughout his tenure, he hasn't really walked the walk. But many people wondered, what was Ruben Amorim going to say after that result last night? Was he going to be bullish? Was he going to come out and say, you know, I'm going to fix it, this, that, and the other? And honestly, he looked like a defeated man. Now, obviously, like Flex said, some of these quotes can't really do justice, because I would really recommend go and watch it, because it's also how he says things, the way he looks, in addition to what he said. But these are some of the quotes that obviously he did a few interviews, one to ITV, one to Sky, a couple to the written media, even one to obviously the in-house broadcaster, MUTV as well. And he said, quote, I think the players spoke really loudly about what they want today. That's a genuine quote from the Manchester United manager. But bear in mind, we just lost to a League Two side on penalties. We were 2-0 down. And one of the first things he's saying is, I think the players spoke really loudly about what they want today, i.e. they want us to lose. They don't want me there. Something has to change. And as Flex alluded to, you're not going to change 22 players again. I.e., it's going to probably be me or the players, and they're not going to change 22 players, so it's probably going to be me. He said it's hard to face everything. We have to move to the next game. Then we have time to decide things. Now, he continued on by saying, I would like to say very smart things and very important things. I have nothing to say. That is also the biggest problem also, to see the same mistakes and nothing to say in this moment. I'm really sorry for our fans. It's too much sometimes. He also then said the way we start the game without any intensity or the idea of the pressure, we were completely lost. And that's why I think the players spoke really loud, once again, with their actions. He said, with all due respect, when you play against a fourth division team, it's not the goalkeeper, because he was asked, what about Andre Onana?
First of all, do you know what, actually? Because this is about Ruben, but first of all, on the players, and KG did say this against when we played Wigan that time. And I remember this because he was saying, you know, you should be able to we should all be able to turn up there, us without UEFA A licenses, and tell the players who's starting, and you go and win the game. Any formation, any setup, any team. But if it happens on your watch, though, you also can't be absorbed of any blame. Because the problem for Amorim is, if you want to say, let's just cuss the players, is we look like that every week. We look like that against Premier League opposition. We look like that against Europa League competition. It doesn't matter who we play. We look like that. So you can't just say it's an anomaly of, I tell you what, we're really good. Liverpool lost against Plymouth, who were essentially a League One side at the time, down the bottom of the channel. They lost against Plymouth last year in the FA Cup. That was just one where you go, they just had a bad day at the office. It just didn't work. They get back to winning ways and they won the league. It's an anomaly. It doesn't normally happen. They're a good side. This is actually what we are. Undeniably what we are. And when the manager's saying what he's saying in terms of the players have spoke about what they want, i.e. not me, i.e. not my system. Now we can let that be lost in translation and say, let's not let player power win. Let's let's not allow the players to get what they want. It's another manager they're going to kick down the can. But again, last season happened, people. Like, since he's come here, there's not been a tune. He's told us he needed more time on the training ground. He told us he needed a pre-season. He told us he needed to spend money. All of which I actually agreed with. But you don't get to have those be afforded those luxuries with us showing that level of patience to actually not want to sack you after finishing 15th. We'll stomach that. You told us the good times are coming on the pitch against Villa. And the first 3 games of the season, you've lost 2 and drawn 1. And one of the losses is out of the Carabao Cup second round to a 4th-tier opposition. And the manner of the defeat is unspeakable. So you don't get to say those things and have these results. And we go, oh, but you got to understand this, or you got to understand that. You don't have to understand nothing. You have to understand that the manager's not good enough. Because also the squad that we're assembling and the squad that we're building as well is better than what we're seeing. We can all see formation-wise how we could adapt to putting Mbeumo on the right, probably Cunha on the left, Sesko up front, Bruno in the 10, Kobe and one other in midfield. You can see it. Go and watch the video of the manager saying the players spoke really loud about what they want. Go to that. I have nothing to say. You can't change 22 players. We'll get to the international break and we will, what did he say? We will make decisions, or we will fix.
We'll solve things. So
we'll solve
and again,
things.
you go back to, again, in that interview, he's going, I can't get this group of players, which is now including some of his own players, I can't get them to show enough intensity or enough quality to be a 4th-tier side. If I can't do that, what is the point of me being here? I should leave. I should leave. The players are showing what they want. The players are showing that they don't want to work with me. Now, you can say, once again, we can get in the nitty-gritty of, is he absolving himself of blame? Is it deflection? Is it player FC? Is it manager FC? You know what? We've been doing those arguments for about 3 or 4 years now. I'm so sick of those arguments. And if you want to go, and people doing, yeah, but if you were the same fan base, you'd have sacked Sir Alex. Well, guess what? It's not 1989 anymore, yeah? It's 2015. And any Manchester United manager, even in our banter era, we should be able to beat a 4th-tier side. And if you're going to go Carabao Cup isn't important, well, is the Premier League important? Because we've got a point in our first 2 games. I was going, we've got to make sure we win pre-season fixtures. So when they've actually got competitive, now it's got competitive. Now it doesn't matter again. Now it doesn't matter once again. It's bullshit. It's bullshit.
Yeah, it is.
Look, man, it's crazy because we're in a standard place where we heard what the manager said, and that's his second one of those. That's the second one of, let me lead the relationship. I'm back in the relationship. Remember when he said, if they want to get rid of me, I won't take any payment. I'll just, twice, guys. I said to you lot after that one, remember, because that was after Spurs, isn't it? That was after Spurs.
I think apparently the article came out after the Spurs, but apparently he offered to resign like February, according to Laurie Whitworth. So
our manager offered to resign 3 times, pretty much, because yesterday.
Well, I think the first one was, I think the only one was the Feb one, but I think it just got reported in like after the Spurs one.
He done a post match after the game that we lost against Spurs, saying, "Look, I won't take any money if they want to get rid of me." Unless I'm remembering.
No, he did say that. He did say that.
Yeah, there you go. He said it twice. But yesterday, I'm taking that as another one. Really, the players have spoken really loudly, and the players, you can't change 22 players. Meaning the only changeable option is me. It doesn't take a brain scientist or to work out what he's really saying there. But then he's that situation is, we've been here before with this guy, and the stupidest thing that he's ever done, is believe in Onana. I've said this countless times, and I've been shut down. I remember I was shut down by Saeed when I was saying, when we talk about the biggest problem at Man United is Bruno Fernandes. Everyone, I was speaking about strikers. We bought new strikers. Then we got into the sixth thing. You're that goalkeeper, with a better goalkeeper, you're still in the competition, and maybe today doesn't feel the same.
Do you know what I think though, KG? I don't think he does believe in Onana. I know obviously he played him last night, but I don't think he does.